Welcome to Cosmic Turtles. My name is Tina, and today we're doing a collective read. So let's see what we have for the collective at this moment. Ooh, something flipped in the deck. Ooh, some of you are in your mind, and it's the Two of Swords, and you're shutting out everything on the outside, like distractions, temptations, things that are not aligning with your... You're doing your best to focus on your inner goal and let that come through. It takes a time because you need to make the balance between the two sides of you, maybe your ego and your spirit, however it is that you compartmentalize yourself. Let's see what else. So some of you are in making a decision for yourself. It could be you've reached a level where you're about to step into a different level or a different stage of maturity, more self-discipline, self-motivated, self-care. You're aware of what you need to do to stay grounded, to stay balanced as much as you can, even though things are happening. You're having a lot of help. You got the Two of Cups, and that's like reciprocity between support, friendship, relationship. You know, it's nobody's fault type of thing. Everybody's just gotta haul their own you gotta haul your own energy, whatever's your responsibility. Cups is about emotions, and Two Cups means it takes the power within more than one to make something happen. Things are moving really fast. There's a card that flipped, but it flipped in the deck. Energies are moving really fast, and you're being told to get ready. Pages are messengers. Page of Pentacle has to do with your abundance, your physical reality. Do you have shelter? Do you have groceries? Your basic needs. And a lot of us will think, oh, I need money. Well, what you're really looking for is I need food, or I need shelter, or it's something like that. But we focus on something else that'll bring us that. But depending on what our relationship is with money, that could or may not happen. You have to first... It's so weird. We feel like it's counterproductive. So you focus on what you truly want and not on what could go wrong or what you don't want. You could be aware of what you don't want. That was the first step. The second step is to realign your focus on what you do want and make that grow by the power of your attention, your presence, your beingness. Okay? Queen of Wands, you're rising up. Some of you are, it's an energy. You could be male, female, doesn't matter. It's the creative juices is on the female aspect of you, is your creativity, and then the male part of you would be more the protective. So it's the nurturing and the protective side coming together. Queen of Wands, she's already there. Her main thing is she's following her passions. Wands has to do with your passions, your true desires, and it's not even egoic. Although a Queen of Wands can be very fiery, spark the life in a party or something, or just that soothing energy is still very, and she's a passionate person. Really listens to their inside and mostly their creative side. Not necessarily with emotions, but it's a way to heal blocked emotions, is to follow your passion. Okay? This is a nice progression for those of you that are on this energy right now. Okay, Temperance is the last card, of course. As all this progresses, you're being asked by the universe to have some patience. Not everything will happen in your egoic human timing. It'll happen in your higher spirit. It's just divine timing. It comes when it happens. All you're being asked for, even a page is a messenger, but all you're being asked for is to get ready for the things you know are yours, that aligns with your energy. You could say it belongs to you, but whoever lines up with that energy also gets it. So it's something you align to receive it. And it's saying, allow the universe, get out of your own way. Don't think you know the plan, because a lot of times the universe is laughing at your plan. You may have a plan, but then something switches and the whole plan is like scratched and back to the drawing board, and you got to try again. So it's not even that. It's more, you're going to release the bottom of the deck, 10 of Wands. You're going to release all the responsibilities, obligations, whatever wasn't even yours but was suggested to you and you took it on as your own, because people made you believe. Maybe they manipulated you to make something that's their responsibility. They made it that it's yours and it's not, and now you're kind of realizing that because you've been drained, you've been not arriving at your own goals, you've been giving, not receiving back. So the Two of Cups was here, which means and the Two of Swords was before. Two of Swords is like shutting out the world and feeling internally, what do I actually feel? What's my perspective? Not what everybody told me, but what's my actual perspective towards this people, place, or thing, right? And then you get to hear your own mind. You know how you have people that they'll just repeat what was already known, and they have a great memory for it. That's good. You know, think about someone that has to remember all the laws and stuff like that. That's great to have that skill set. However, it's not the only, it's very limited if you only have that as a life philosophy for yourself. If you want to expand a little bit more, you know, there's other parts of you that you may not be touching yet. So there's those that also speak their own mind because they've acquired wisdom from their own life experiences that brought them to a perspective that actually holds its own value. So that's called wisdom, and that's shareable. You can't tell people what to do, but you could lead by the power of your own example. It doesn't mean your method will work for everybody, but for those that are on a similar journey, it may help. So whatever it is that you learn can be useful for someone in the 8 billion people that were on the earth right now, you know. So there is, you know how they say, if you want to create something, there is a market for you, there is a niche. But you got to know who you are first so you could attract it all the time. Because if you're faking it, you have to put in effort. And when you're putting in that effort, it actually pushes away what you're actually seeking. So understanding these energetic flows and how it applies to your life and the mechanics on how things work, there's always unknown. And that's where you go into deeper within you to have the answer you need to be able to know when to turn right, when to turn left. You know, you do have an internal compass. You are not alone. That's what they mean by you're not alone. It's that you do have that inner connection if you seek it out. If you don't, then you'll be someone that always lives with the validation of what you see on the outside of you and how that makes you feel. Right? You're making the whole world responsible for how you feel instead of you choosing how you want to see life. It's a total inside-out reversal, this shift, awakening, all that. The awakening is just realizing you have all these different parts of you and it's puzzle pieces and you got to put yourself together. Know thyself. And then pieces that fit, that don't fit anymore, and then you got to let go, doing a lot of cleansing, letting go. The generation that was more millennials, they don't have to do that much because they didn't have generational karma. They didn't take it on. They can, once they're here, to choose that if they see a need that what they have as a skill set may help. However, it's usually they come in without an attachment to generational. They're more free. However, they still have their set of challenges because through their life growing up, they're in their mid-20s now, they're like still looking at the past, but it's not theirs. It was their parents, grandparents' past. They're trying to see what is of value for themselves, yet they had their own life experience, which was very chaotic and confusing, and then trying to stabilize because they know themselves. It's just the world doesn't want to know them. That's how the millennials feel, a lot of them. And then you have Gen Z. You know, like, we have different generations, and we're supposed to learn from each other so that we can have a bigger perspective, and then all of us can be of value to this existence for each other and to each other. You know, if you have a greater understanding of something, you won't be tempted to judge it, right? So the first step to releasing judgment is release it from your own judgment first. You always start from the inside first. And when you start doing that, because you have more understanding of yourself, then you feel like you can have more compassion, understanding for others. And so yeah, that's my rant, and that's the collective read so far that's been coming through. I'm sitting on the middle of the highway. Hey, once 10 of Wands is like you're carrying a heavy burden, but in the energy of the card is like you're going to discover, this is not mine, that's not mine. This is my true passion. I'm going with this. Like, it's small. It's something I always wanted to do. I never got to it yet. You're never too old. Remember that. You could start anytime, because that energy that it brings to you brings back your youthfulness, brings back your vitality. So go for that one passion. You're going to let go of all the other 9 sticks, wands. You're going to pick up that one. And the next card, the Sun card, the most positive card. You can't go wrong. It's the most positive card in the deck. So whatever is meant to you will never pass you by. Just have the sense, the awareness to recognize what is yours, what aligns with you. Okay, small steps. You won't get it from one day to the next. You might have one thing that just makes everything click together. Those are amazing. However, they can be very stressful if you have too many in a row, right? Even too much of a good thing is not good for you. So small steps. You take a step a day, each day of the week. At the end of the week, you took 7 steps, but that's a leap. So every week, you'll do a leap. People could take that saying if they like, because it's catchy and it stays. We're humans. We like the little catchy things. It helps us. All right. Thank you all subscribers, new ones, old ones. Appreciate your time. Love you all. Have a great day. We'll see you in the next one.